Hey everybody, this is Miss Janice, the word reader. We're going to go over our course right now. The course that we're going to be talking through is, oh, you can see it, huh? It's courses and coaching by Marcus Santa Maria. I'm kind of excited about that. So if you want this course and you can go over it with me, there are different programs that he has. So look up like Shortcut to Spanish, howtospeak.com, Shortcut to Informal Spanish. You get all of that with this course. The course is real inexpensive, and I'm very thankful. It's a 31-day journey, and I'm going to take you on that journey with me. They even have on the Android phone Synergy Spanish. That's right here too, but thought I'd let you know that more of the, so it gets you an idea of what you can get if you don't pay for the course. I'm just tutoring it with like going over it with you. But if you pay for the course, you get apps and daily information, just on and on. It's a plethora of things that you're going to receive. A lot of times it's overwhelming, but the majority of the time it's not. Shortcut to Spanish. It's a 31-day course. Oops, sorry about that. It's a 31-day course that shows you how to communicate in Spanish using thousands of Spanish words you didn't know you knew. And again, it's by Marcus Santa Maria. And this book is edited by Roman Chegoya. You already know thousands of Spanish words. You just need to learn some easy patterns to change English words into Spanish. It's easy to learn these Spanish words and use them immediately. Like, for example, as I speak right now, I know a lot of Spanish words. So este, es, la libra, and then shows, tu or usted, el, patterns, y, como, ayuse, or use I forgot that one. Ellos, to speak, hablar, Spanish or Espanol. So what I do is I speak Spanglish. I speak English and Spanish. Even when I'm talking, or I'll say, ¿Qué es la palabra for or por? And then I will say the word in English and they'll tell me. One of my friends said, just talk, and I do that a lot too. It says, plus a lot more Spanish you can use. Todo usted necesitas to do. Ahora es do it. And then it's level 1. And I have other books that I go over, but this is a 31-day journey, and I wanted to make sure that someone else went along with me. And the reason I have it this way, you all know that I normally don't do the face thing. So, so I usually try to show you the words that I'm reading so that you can read along with me. People just like you are delighted to be communicating in Spanish for the first time. Here's what they are saying about Shortcut to Spanish. So that's the name of the information that we're tutoring, or that's the name of the information that we're going over, or that's the name of the information that we're journeying through. And it's a 31-day. Hey, my light's blinking. Hold on just a sec. I'm gonna turn on the up light. So how y'all been doing? I trust that all is well. Come on, how y'all been doing? And I usually turn off the ceiling light. Okay, let's get back to work. If I can get this page out. It says, my friends are amazed at my progress. My Spanish is coming along wonderfully. Investing in your course is the best investment I made. I have a few Spanish-speaking friends, and they were amazed at my progress. One of the beautiful things about this course, the best thing I can think of about this course is the fact that it gives you confidence to learn it or to speak. It gives you confidence. That was just one of them. There are several. Let's read one from off of this page. You are a genius. This course is terrific. Wrong words. I'm up here. I am really enjoying my Spanish course. I have approximately 1 hour each day and feel more comfortable all the time. You are a genius. This course is terrific. And that's by somebody in the United States. That's another one by somebody in the United States. It says, I've learned more Spanish in a few short days than in 3 months of this course. Hi, I think your course in Spanish is great. Oh, I see what I'm doing. It highlights and then it tells this basically the same thing. I was like, why am I reading this twice? Okay, that's another from the United States. I have thoroughly enjoyed the course. Marcus, I just completed the audio portion. Oh, that was another one. One of them is audio. Another one is what I have right here. I ordered the whole thing. I was like, I'm going to learn this. This is going to be my friend. And I ordered it a few years ago, probably 2. I'm not really sure. But I like the part where it seems like it's a game and you're learning at the same time. So I really like that part. Okay, the table of contents, the introduction, and lesson 1 is same as English. Or, toward, door, to, close, to miss. And I got some ink up here. Welcome to the Spanish-speaking world. Today is your first step into the exciting world of speaking a second language. The lessons are easy and short. You will only need 15 to 25 minutes a day to complete each lesson. I wish I'd had this book when I started to learn Spanish. It would have saved me years. So please take full advantage of the book and feel free to contact me if you need some help. And I'm telling you, once you order this book, you're going to be like, he really is here. And he sends information in your email practically every day, every week, every holiday. I mean, it's like Spanish for Christmas, conversations in Spanish. I mean, just on and on. It's just really nice. It's really, really nice. I got a new microphone, and that's the main thing that I want to get focus, or the main focus. I'm calling these Vi audios, because it's more of an audio video, you know, instead of it's sort of like a seeing radio. I'll put it that way. So I call them Vi audios, because you get to see a video, but it's not me, and you get to what is it called? Come on, think real quick. Here. So I got and it's called the Turtle Beach microphone, and I will anyway, get to hear how this sounds a little bit later. Shortcut to Spanish component number 2. Mnemonics. How to ignite your imagination to learn Spanish words in a flash. Mnemonics are without a doubt the most powerful tool for learning a language. How do mnemonics work? Or is mnemonics? Mnemonics make a link between English and the Spanish word that you want to learn. For example, the Spanish word for bread is pan, or pan, P-A-N, pan. And if you can't see it, it's up there. It's right there. So what I'm doing is I'm reading it, but I'm making sure that you know that I'm reading. I'm not just making this stuff up. And the mnemonic, okay, by creating a picture in your mind and using your imagination, you access the right brain. The right brain is the creative side of your brain. The right brain learns fast. Just look at the words masters of right brain imagination and fast learning children. Plus, you have an easy to remember link between the English word bread and the Spanish word for bread, which is pan, P-A-N, P-A-N. The mnemonics in the book looks like this. The Spanish word for there is, or there are, is I. I. Imagine a cyclops says, there is something in my eye. Wait. There are 4 elements in learning with mnemonics. The word in the brackets and capital letters with the emphasized vowel in bold. On the far right is how to pronounce the word in Spanish, and you see it right here. So they're giving some examples. I don't know if you can see it, so let me hold it there and maybe you can in a bit. And if not, oh well, you gotta get the book to know what I'm talking about. Okay, there are 4 elements of learning with mnemonics. The word, oh, we did that one. Number 2, the underlined word there is and there are the Spanish word or words you are learning. The bold word on the first line, I. See, it's in this right here, this letter is silent. And I suggest that before you start reading Spanish, you say the alphabet. Like A, B, C, Ch, D, E, and you look at the alphabet. So you read it and you look at it. And the reason I suggest that is because when I teach people how to read English, we go over the sounds of the alphabet. When I was learning how to do Korean, after I learned what each symbol read, then it was easy for me to learn how to read Korean. I didn't even have to know what it said. I just practiced reading it. And so that's one of the other things that I suggest is that you get, I have like one of those PSPs, the handheld PlayStation personal portable or whatever from way back when, and I have some movies and I turn the sound down and I just let the words in Spanish go across the screen, and then as I do that, it's like I'm reading a moving book because it doesn't have any sound. Then you can pause it and then you just read it and then you hear it and then like that. And with this lesson being taught the way I teach it, it's like the opposite of how I teach how I teach English. The reason I'm saying it like that, though, is because this is Marcus Santa Maria. And one of the easy ways to read Spanish is every sound, you sound out every letter. Santa Maria. So read, R-I. And then the vowels are I, E, A, like an A. No. There you go. Let me write it down. I do it better when I write. Yes, I got my little notebook. So the vowels, A, E, I, O, U, right? It's I, A, E, O, U. I, A, E, O, U. And so each sound, if that was a word, it would read I, A, E, O. I, A, E, O, U. So you want to, you want to learn how to, like I said, or like I'm explaining, to do your alphabet first. And the reason I'm not doing the alphabet first is because that's not right there. Oh no, I'll put all the pages back together again. Let me put this here just in case I need it again. Okay, let's get back to work. So we went from the shortcut, now we're doing, oops, I turned too many pages that time. Now listen to this. Now I'm telling you, this guy is like all fantabulous. He's all fantabulous. It says, please note, mnemonics work best if the link word is close to the sound of the Spanish word, not the spelling. So the mnemonics always mentally link to the sound of the Spanish words. In this book, you will learn 132 words using mnemonics. Now, I like the part of how he does it. He doesn't just like give you a word and go figure it out. He literally gives you major words that you use in English in your known language. Like I want, like when you're a little kid, mine, give me, and then they give me, and then they'll give me, and it's always something different. It's sort of like that. It's like, let me make sure I read everything on here. Okay, so it said in this book you will learn 132 words using mnemonics. The mnemonics in this book are carefully selected Spanish words that gives you maximum versatility in your Spanish communication. They are the most frequently, they are the most frequently used Spanish words. When you combine them with your 3013 cognate vocabulary, you have plenty of communication options to express yourself in Spanish. And one of the things that I'm noticing that I do, not with this, with learning Spanish, period, is I notice that I remember a lot of words, and I'll see words that are written. Like when I was trying to tell someone that I liked their hair, and I said, me gusto su, and then I was learning from stories. And the story I read was telling of a young man who liked a lady, but he was shorter than the girl. And his hair was balding. And the person who was giving him advice said, wear a hat. Right? Okay. But I had to go all the way through that whole story to get the word pelo. So I said, me gusta su pelo. But now that I'm studying it and I'm doing my best to understand what I'm doing when it comes to Spanish, because I'm a word reader. So the more you read the same thing over and over again, as you see what I did with the natural hair care practitioner module. I read that thing so many times, and it's very short. So I read the module so many times that within a month I went and took the test and I passed the test. So you just have to continually go over it, over and over, and learn how you learn. You have to know how you learn. Everyone doesn't learn the same. So if there's a different technique that you use, one of the best techniques is to go over and over and over and over. So this is a 31-day journey, and I believe this month of January has 31 days. You want to know how I know, though? Because the 31st of January is my birthday. Okay, shortcut to Spanish component number 3. Power verbs. Useful words you can combine with cognates and mnemonics to make unlimited Spanish sentences. Okay, now it's telling what a power verb is. It makes you have to make sure that you learn the power verbs really well. Power verbs will give you infinite communication opportunities and possibilities. They are your foundation for saying what you want to say in Spanish. When you do the exercises to create Spanish, you will see and use the power verbs over and over again. See? And that's what repetition makes learning easy. Repetition makes learning easy. It's like I said, just think of yourself as a kid, or think that you don't know nothing. You put yourself in that position. Not, I thought it's, no. If you continually say, I thought this, or I thought that, or I always heard this, see, that takes away from your learning. So just go in it like, I'm going to learn what power verbs are, and I'm going to start using them. Okay? So when you do the exercise to create Spanish, you will see and use the power verbs over and over again. Okay, now let's go for a little bit further. Shortcut to Spanish component number 4. Power words, the 100 most frequent used words in Spanish. Top 100 words. The top 100 words are simply the most frequently used words in Spanish. In fact, studies have shown that as few as 100 words are used over and over in 50% of all communication. And my God, that's pretty awesome, wouldn't you say? Okay, let's go further. You will learn these 100 flexible and frequently used words. You will master powerful communication words like who, what, why, where, when, how much, very, more, many, drink, eat, new, with, etc. Learn these versatile top 100 words. Continue them with combine them with power verbs and cognates, and they will reward you with maximum Spanish communication. Now I'm going to show you going, now where are the words at? What? Huh? But the nice part is, by you being tutored by Miss Janice, the word reader, you remember that the word reader means she reads words. And that's how you get to learn what you're doing. You learn it by reading the words. It's like when we're getting ready to play a game. I read the rules. It doesn't even matter if you know the game. I read the rules to you. And if you're going to play the game with Miss Janice, it's like, what did the rules say? And you remember it. Because she's always reading the rules before she plays the game. And then sometimes you'll hear Miss Janice say, "You making up new rules." I don't remember that rule. Okay, let's get back to work. It says each lesson. Let me make sure. Okay, shortcut to Spanish component number 5. Understand Spanish. Each lesson has an exercise in understanding Spanish. Real Spanish, just as it's spoken. These lessons recycle words from previous chapters to reinforce and strengthen the Spanish in your mind. You will develop. Now look at him. He has so much confidence. He says you will learn. In fact, studies have shown and learn how versatile these versatile top 100 words combined with. You're going to learn this. You're not just going to read about it and go, huh, what did I just read? No, he's literally telling you what you're going to learn. That's what he's doing. He's telling you what you are going to learn. Let me see if I can lift the camera up just a little bit. If I can, it's okay. I'm just trying. Well, I can just hold the paper. Let me see. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, and understand how Spanish is put together. And to me, hold on. I'm not doing it right. I'm confused. I didn't turn the page over. Oh, it's just this one. It was just the last one. Okay, now this is the shortcut to Spanish component number 6. Now the young man's name that created this course name is Marcus Santa Maria. Okay, Marcus Santa Maria, and he's amazing. I mean, he has a technique that is above and beyond none other. Marcus Santa Maria. And I should give you a test on what the man's name is. And I like his name. It sounds like you get ready to start a song. Santa Maria. See? Anyway. Shortcut to Spanish component number 6. You create Spanish. In every chapter after 4, you actually create Spanish. These are written. These are writing exercises. However, if you don't want to write them out, that's okay. You don't have to write if you don't want to. Instead, translate in your mind. Cover the answers as you translate in your mind. Shortcut to Spanish component number 7. That already tells you right there, that you're going to work. It tells you that you're going to work. And then it gives you don't have to if you don't want to. I mean, what other teacher is going to do that for you? Huh? Tell me, what other teacher? None. You can say it, none. Because normally you have to do it, but even by putting it in your mind, by sounding it or saying it in your mind, I call it your secret place. Because you're the one that's practicing this. You're the one that's learning this. You're the one that's doing this. And you have 31 days, continually 31 days. And some months, it isn't. There's only, yeah, okay. There's only like 28 days. I believe that's February, 29 in February if it's a leap year. Oh, when is this a leap year? I'll look later. Okay, shortcut to Spanish component number 7. Español claro, concisos y bien expresado. And when I practice Spanish, I just read every word as a word. When you're practicing Spanish or learning Spanish or concentrating on how to speak Spanish, etc., I don't read it as a sentence. When I read the Bible and translate the Bible in Spanish, I read the English part first to see how it said, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. In el principio Dios creó, like that. I just read it like it sounds. And then I read it over to the right first, and then I get it like precise. In the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. In el principio Dios creó cielo y, like that. I just, until I get it right. It's no rush. I want it right. And then that's what you do. Español claro, conciso y bien expresado. This is clear, concise, and well-expressed Spanish. Español claro, conciso y bien expresado. Okay? Conciso y bien expresado. Expresado. Okay, español claro, conciso y bien expresado. See, and it gets better as you read. Okay, as you go through the course, you will see boxes like this. And this is the kind of box you're going to see, this kind right here. Okay? It says, in each box is an explanation of Spanish structures. The explanations are short. They are designed to be easy, so you can use them right away as you create Spanish in the exercises. You will find a lot of explanations about the Spanish masculine and feminine gender. It is not really a good deal, it is not really a big deal if you get it gender wrong. In fact, 99% of the time, people will understand you even if you get it gender wrong. So why did I write so many explanations of gender in Spanish? Masculine and feminine gender features in just about every sentence in Spanish. So when you are creating Spanish, you will be dealing with the issues of masculine and feminine constantly. I make the point again, it is not that big of a deal if you get it wrong. Pay it as much or as little attention as you feel you need to. And of course we are, because we are being tutored and we're reading on. So it's not like we're going to stop a line and go, hold on. No. Because we have 31 days. And what I'm going to do in just a minute, like after I go offline, or stop videoing, let me see, and stop audioing or via audioing. I think I'm going to call it vi audio or V audio. Anyway, we'll get it. Okay, it is normal to make mistakes with gender. Don't let mistakes bother you. Mistakes are an important part of learning. Just try and understand your mistake and move on. Sometimes you'll make an error and you won't know why. Don't worry if you can't figure it out. Just keep going. Often you'll find that the doing is the learning. If you repeat the course, you'll understand Spanish with a new clarity the second time around. In fact, the difficult parts will become very easy the second time around. And like I said, this is a 31-day journey, so I plan on doing this until I get it. I plan on tutoring this until I get it. And then some of you are going to write and say, thank you, because I finally got it. And try your best not to skip over. Just go with me on this journey. Just go with me. Just go with me. And get your own course. I believe the course that I got was $69, $69.99. But I have, if I wanted to show you, I can turn this camera around and show you shelves of books in Spanish. I have one that teaches you by reading stories, and they give you the definitions of the words that are in the story, and then they actually complete the answer in a full sentence like that. I just like to learn, so some people learn different, and that's one of the ways people learn. So I learn a lot of techniques in learning or in tutoring. That's what I learn it so that I can tutor it, because I know that everyone doesn't learn the same. Okay, shortcut to Spanish component number 8, 31 audio lessons for real Spanish expressions. See, this is just one segment of it right here. But you notice that there's audio, there's written, there's reading, there, so that you can comprehend their practice. And this is one of the ways, because I'm a word reader. So when you're a word reader, what can I say? Okay, Spanish shortcut. Like I said, if you can't see it, you know I'm showing it to you. This is where you really build your confidence and skill in communicate in Spanish. The 31 audio lessons show you how to combine all the power words, power verbs, and Spanish cognates to make your Spanish flow naturally. Soon you'll speak Spanish clearly in real sentences that will be understood wherever you go in the Spanish-speaking world. Well, let's get started. A word of Spanish awaits you. As they say at Nike, let's do it. Hazlo, hazlo. Just do it. And what I usually do when I read a word, I usually write it down. So now that I'm turning the page and it's, sorry about that. Now that I'm turning the page and it's going to another one, this is how you spell Oslo. See, this H is still silent and never becomes heard. Oslo. Oslo. Just do it. Oslo. Okay, let me fix this. It keeps moving my camera. Hold on one more sec. I need a little more give. Okay, I gave me a little more give. And I can't bring my camera down anymore. I would like for it to be like this right here. Let me see if I can make that happen. Because, oh well, I guess I could just leave it like that and do like I'm doing. Okay, now it's time to get to work, okay? This is lección número 1. See? Lección. See, every letter is pronounced in Spanish. Número 1. Lesson number 1. The power verbs, or top 100 words. The Spanish word for I have is tango. And see, tango. Necesito. It's I need. Necesito. It's like it's necessary. Necesito. And then the other one, there is, or there are. Okay. The Spanish word for I have is tango. Imagine a child saying, I have a video and I have 10 goes a day. Aw, I like that one. I like that one. That one's cool. That one's cool. It wasn't corny. I'm not laughing. Some of them are really corny though. And yo tengo. The Spanish word for I need is necesito. Imagine you are angry and you say I need it because it is necessity, because it's a necessity, right? Instead of saying necessity, it's necesito. Necesito. See? Necesito. Necesito. All right, I'm giggling kind of. Yeah, it's getting to me. It's getting to me. Okay, here's another power verb. And the Spanish word for there is or there are is ahí. Imagine the Cyclops says, there is something in my ahí. All right, maybe laugh. Okay, now look at this one. Recomendación de pronunciación. Pronunciation recommendation. The H in Spanish is always silent. Remember I told you that I never decided I'm going to make a sound today. I'm going to sound like, and it doesn't do that. It's always silent. It never becomes unsilent. It's like the H always has a piece of tape over its mouth. And when you're saying the alphabet, it's H. H. So that means that it's silent too. I like Jota. That's the J. That's almost a silent too. But anyway. Okay, the H in Spanish is always silent. So I is pronounced like the English word I, and it's spelled Hay. See, remember in the alphabet, E, A, E, O, U. And I like doing those 5 letters because, here's my hand. I like doing those 5 letters because they're in practically every word. It's not like German or Russian or whatever the language is that don't have vowels. See, krushk, you know. Okay, let's keep going. The Spanish word for downtown is el centro. The downtown area is usually in the center of the city. And this is how it's pronounced over on this side right here. El centro. The top 100 words. The Spanish word for or an is un or un or una. Un or una. See, that word has 2 vowels in it. The una. Un is masculine and una is feminine. And I said un because at first I remember, we learned in Spanish, but understand. But in Spanish it's un, and una. See? Una. So you pronounce all the letters in the word. I think there's one word and it's called ya. And if it's 2 L, it's not l. It's ya. And we'll get into that a little bit later too, I'm sure. In Synergy Spanish, remember I told you, that for more details at www.synergyspanish.com. In Synergy Spanish, you can get an even more in-depth understanding of how to use power verbs. In fact, they have so much power that with just 138 words, you can make as many as 88,000 phrases. And one of the things that you're going to learn too is as you're practicing Spanish, you're going to start rolling some of your R's when you speak in English or whatever. I'm teaching Spanish to English people right now. And I notice that I make mistakes like that all the time. Okay, now this is page 14, and you'll see that I have writing here. Okay? So see how well you remember your new Spanish words. Write the English words on the line. So I'm going to take this away, and then I'm going to say the English word for sombra is, wait, I'm missing a page. Oh. Hold on. That was the Spanish word for shade is sombra. A sombra gets its name because it gives shades. Excuse me, a sombrero. A sombrero gets its name because it gives shade. I was going to say because you're missing a page. My mind is thinking one way, and I have my headphones on. So I hope I wasn't talking too loud. I just remembered that I still have my headphones on. Okay, now, the English word for sombra is, and then you write it down. The English word for un or una is the English word for el centro is es. That means is. The English word for I are there is, and I like this instead of doing it the opposite. So what he's doing is basically converting our thinking into Spanish. The word for necesito is, and if the word has an O at the end for right now, because a lot of rules change, the word reads I. Like personal, the personal, I want. Yo, and that word is yo. Yo quiero. Yo necesito. Yo comprendo. I understand. I want. I need. And if you have the words shade for sombra, una, or one, an, or one, for un or una, el centro, if you have the word downtown for that one, I, if you have the word there is or there are, necesito, if you have the word necessary, I need. It's very necessary. Necesito. The Spanish word for tango is I have. So if you have those, give yourself a hand. You can do better than that. You're clapping for yourself. I'm giving myself a high five. Oh, got a little carried away there. Okay, I'm flipping the page. But serious, you guys, get him. Get the man. His name is Santa Maria. What's his first name? Is it Jose? Sam, Hubert, Herbert? Does it begin with an M? I can't remember that. There's a little one that's named Marcus. I call him Mr. Marcus. He's like 5, maybe 6. Okay, now, instant Spanish vocabulary, category 1, the same as English. So the words that we're going to learn in just a second, or hear in just a second, in Spanish are the same as they are in English. Like hospital, hospital. Oh, let's start at A. Altar. Altar. Chocolate. Chocolate. Color. 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 Crisis. Crisis. Cruel. Error. Error. Factor. Fatal. Fatal. See, the A does not change. If you have an A, it's A. There's no A or there's no A. It's A. That's one of the fantastic. But see, I told you fantastic. See, it's not fantastic. It's fantastic. That's one of the fantastic features of speaking this language. When you speak this language, which is Espanol, it becomes a relaxing language because you don't have to think so hard. I love Spanish. Favor. You pronounce the V as a B, and you pronounce the B as a B. Honor, honor, honor. I remember when I was overseas in Korea, and I annyeonghaseyo, and then the Koreans would say, "Who teach you?" And I was like, "Y'all did." Well, you don't speak with an accent because y'all don't speak with an accent. So it helps when you hear Spanish. One of my favorite ways to listen to Spanish is listen to the Bible. My favorite way to read Spanish is to read the Bible. In my Bible, I have English here, Spanish to the left. Oror, or, hospital, hotel. What is it? Hotel. Where's my E? E. Hotel. Humor. Monitor. Motor. Peculiar. Plan. Popular. Rumar. Similar. Similar. Simple. Sopa. Solar. Romancy. Tumor. Vapor. Steam. Virus. Visa. Bulgar. Category 2, OR, or. Many English words about people end with or. Many Spanish words are exactly the same, or they have small spelling changes. The rule to create Spanish from English. You can make the English words into Spanish by changing double letters to Spanish letters, and by changing TH to T and PH to F. So instead of TH, it's T, and instead of it's F. Actor. Aggressor. See, it had two S's. Aggressor would have two S's, but aggressor. Autor. Auditor. Benefactor. Director. Detractor. Doctor. Editor. Impostor. Impostor. Inspector. Instructor. Inventor. Remember, I said take your time. I mean, what's the rush? Of course, if you're in class and you have homework tomorrow and you know you're going to have a test Friday, I probably would be rushing too, but pastor, professor, protector, successor, tenor, terror, tutor. Hey, that's me. Put my name up in there. And just decide that you are going to do this. I'm going to do this. So I can be impressed myself. That's why I like to read. I love reading, especially the Bible. I love reading to do sign language. I taught myself sign language. I just go to Barnes and Noble and just get books. Go to Goodwill, get books. Put apps on your phone. I mean, immerse yourself in what you're doing. TORDOR. This is category number 3. And the part that I like, now you know already. See, like at the bottom. Wait, I got to show you. At the bottom of here. See, we started reading, right? And then remember I said at the bottom of the page, you put the alphabet, so you can go over the alphabet. A, B, C, Ch, E, D. What? I have 2 of them. F, H, H, E. Let me see. Yep, hey, I remember that. H. Oh, I remember that one too. E. This one is Jota. K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, like that. W. You just write down the alphabet down at the bottom, so that when you're reading words, you can look down at the bottom. I forgot to show you on that part. And again, don't rush. This one right here is the rule to create Spanish from English. Most English words that end in TOR can be made into Spanish by changing tor to dor. Administra. This one. Adminis. See, got my words. But sometimes I just don't remember. Anyway, I was reading the ABCs again. Okay, administrador, aplicador, aviador, comentador, comunicador, competidor, conquistador, contribuidor, coordenador, criador, decorador, dictador, distribuidor, educador, elevador, exterminador, facilitador, indicador, imitador, innovador, instigador, legislador. Remember the G is silent. Never gets a G or J. It's just, it's written, but it don't say nothing. You just keep reading. It's like you ignore it. Operador, senador, terminador, traidor. Category 4, too close to miss. Okay, now listen to this. Here are some more examples of instant Spanish vocabulary words that don't follow any pattern. However, they are too close to miss, and you'll recognize them right away. Adulto, análisis, aritmética, armas. That's weapons. Brillante. There you go. Brillante. It's not brill, it's brillante. Because the double L's is ya. And that's in the Spanish alphabet. It's H-E J K L M. It was L-Y. I say yeah, but it's ye. I believe. I don't have it written down. Maybe the second or the third time I go over there, I'll know for sure. Charisma. Charisma. Celular. Cliente. Also customer. Conflicto. 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 Contento. Detalles. Dular. Ejemplo. Espectacular. Figura. Futura. Futura. Guitarra. Habito. Honesto. Hostil. Irregular. Mapa. Mínimo. Momento. Mucho. Orient. Parte. Oops. And I like pasaporte. Persona. Problema. Prohibición. Promesa. Reservación. Reservación. Restaurante. Restaurante. Resto. Sincero. Solido. Teléfono. Tráfico. Votos. You don't need to memorize these words. They are repeated and exercised throughout this course, so you'll find yourself learning them without even trying, and which is so cool. Oh, on this page, I think you can see it, I wrote the G, which is silent, the H, which is H, the I, which is E, the J, which is Ota, because it's kind of silent, but you got a little something there. Si yo promesa, I tengo y buenos días. Yes, I promise to have a good day. When people tell me that in English, have a good day, I said, okay, I promise I will. So I want to learn how to say it in Spanish. Si yo promesa, I tengo un bien días. O buen día. Okay. I can't show you this one either, because then you know the answers. Okay, the first word, it says exercise 1B. These Spanish words aren't as obvious as the words in the first 4 categories. However, with a little lateral thinking, you should be able to figure, you should be able, I said to figure, but they didn't write it, to figure most of them out. Try to guess what these words mean in English and write the English on the line. So even though earlier he said you don't have to worry about writing it down, you want to write it down. And then what I would like to do is to make sure I spelled it right. Okay, because I like to write too. I like to write in Spanish, type Spanish, translate Spanish. Oh, I remember I used to want to translate Spanish at a hospital when I retired. Okay, well, I'm going to start here tomorrow. And then, let me see how many pages we got. So altogether, we have 230 pages. So 31 divided by 230. That tells you how many pages we're supposed to read today. Not today, but I just wanted to make sure I got started today. So let's Google. Okay, Google. How much is 230 divided by 31?
The answer is approximately 7.419.
So there's only 7 pages a day? Well, he did say like 15, 20 minutes, didn't he? So we read 7 pages a day. Wow. I read more than 7. I read like, well, anyway. Okay, Google. How much is 230 divided by 18?
Here are some results from the web.
No, they did it wrong. Okay, Google. How much is 230 divided by 18?
The answer is approximately 12.778.
Okay. So if we read 7 pages a day, we should be done and ready to start over. Wow. Oh. I better put this one right here. So we really did 17 pages. Well, 16 pages. So I think we're going to have fun if you hang out with me, okay? And if not, I'm going to learn Spanish and you won't. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm going to cut this one off. Look at it. And hopefully tomorrow it should be uploaded. Tonight it should be uploaded to YouTube.